Recruiter here to review your resumes. The resume we have up first is an embedded software engineer, and this resume is absolutely garbage. And I know this because they told me their ratio. The ratio is how you can tell if your resume is good or garbage. A good ratio is how many applications it takes to get a single interview. If you're getting at least one interview per 50 applications, it's actually a pretty good resume. If you're getting anything more than 50 applications to a single interview, it's a bad resume. And this person, it takes them over 750 applications to get a single interview. They said the ratio is about 2 to 1,500, not counting fast food jobs. One was an internship, which they landed and was unpaid. The other was an aerospace company after they got referred, which, by the way, your ratio does not count referrals. So this is not a 1 in 750 embedded. This is a 1 in 1,500. So this is an absolutely garbage resume. So let's see. What do we need for an embedded software engineer? Well, we need this stuff right here. We need degree, C, C++, Linux, Python, TCP, IP, UART, SPI, I2C, real-time operating systems, RTOS, embedded system development tools, certs such as ISO, clearances, debugging systems, the type of industry and what you're working on. So like aerospace engines, or you probably wouldn't be working on aerospace engines for an embedded software engineer, but the like aerospace engines or train like nautical paint or something. Like I just need to see the industry and what you're working on in that industry. And then I need to see that you can explain technical topics to non-technical people and that you have Git and cross-functional. So I need to find 75% of those in 20 seconds. If I cannot find them in 20 seconds, you do not get seen. That is the only amount of time that recruiters have to review your resume. Will I be able to find it? No, because it takes them over 1,000 applications to get a single interview. This is a terrible resume. So I need to find 75% of those, and I need to find them in qualification format, not keyword format. So with extra ado or whatever, I don't know how you say that, let's begin. 20 seconds on the clock and go. All right. Where's your degree? Okay, you did graduate down there. Why is it buried? Design and develop it next. Hot dog. Site is a hot dog. Okay, you're a web dev? Okay, this isn't relevant at all. Designed a hydraulically accurate system in SolidWorks. Calculated various SolidWorks. This only has one for time. That's it. That is all we had. Actually, probably should have included SolidWorks in there or not. No, yeah. Didn't need it. So yeah, this is absolutely garbage, and I understand why it's getting rejected. But let me tell you how to fix it, because a channel where I just roast bad resumes would be cruel. No, I teach you how to fix this resume to actually get a 1 in 7 ratio, which is what people who use my methods get. There is a little bit of an asterisk there if you're looking for fully remote or you are an international, but without those two, it's a 1 interview per 7 application ratio. So first things first, what do we do with this? I said this is a hot dog. What is a hot dog in hiring? Well, I want you to imagine that you're hungry and you go to Headless Headhunters Hamburger Shack. Hamburger Hut. Sorry, they rebranded. So you go to Headless Headhunters Hamburger Hut and you say, "Hello, waiter, I would like a singular cheeseburger." And they say, "All right, you just want a cheeseburger?" And you say, "Yeah, just a cheeseburger." So they say, "All right, cool. Let me go get that for you." So they go to the back, they make it in the kitchen, and they bring you a plate of 3 hot dogs with cheese. And you go, "What?" And they say, "Yeah, this is what you wanted." Say, "No, I wanted a hamburger with cheese. This is hot dogs." And they say, "Well, a hot dog has meat like a hamburger. A hot dog has buns like a hamburger. A hot dog can't have cheese like a hamburger. So when you said you wanted a hamburger, what you really wanted were these hot dogs." And I assure you, we here at Headless Headhunters Hamburger Hut have the best hot dogs you've ever had in your life. And you would look that waiter in the eye and say, "I don't care. This is not what I wanted. I'm going to leave." And that is the exact same problem. Is if you put something down that is not on this list, it's a hot dog. Next.js and React and Tailwind, why do I care about that? I don't. That's a hot dog. It might as well not exist. Git based? No. I'm not looking for Git based. I'm looking for Git. If Java is different than JavaScript, which it is, which is what every single entry-level IT recruiter needs to know, then Git based may be different than Git. I need to see Git, not Git based. And then built automated processing pipelines on it's a hot dog. It's not what I'm looking for. Hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog. So then we get down here, and there is a chance that SolidWorks could be on this list. It's not, but there is a, again, if you want to see how I get these, you can learn how to do them yourselves in the link below in my guide. But there's nothing else I see here. Hydraulically actuated storage systems in SolidWorks. Cool. What part of that is, what did you do? Why did you verify performance? What was the point of verifying that performance? I don't know. You didn't tell me. Also, you didn't mention anything I actually needed. So, before I said, I am looking for qualifications, not keywords. And I want to tell you the difference between the two. I was actually expecting to have to say this metaphor earlier, but this person's resume is so bad, they didn't even do it. So they have a skills section. It is at the bottom. In that skills section, which no one can see because I can't scroll that far down on this, it has C++. It has Python. It has, oh geez, that's almost it. Embedded systems programming. It has... oh man, it has I2C, it has SPI, it has AutoCAD, which it has TCP. The problem is those are keywords, those are not qualifications. And a keyword is what the hiring team needs. It's this. Anything that's in the qualification section of a job description is a keyword. The problem is I am looking for qualifications, and a qualification is 4 things, and if it is not those 4 things, it does not count. Those 4 things are what, which is the keyword. This is the keyword. How, which is how you use the keyword. Why, the non-technical reason you used this keyword. The business reasons. I don't want to see that you flip-flopped with a 72% increase in hyper velocity. That means nothing. I want to know why you did what you did. What was the point of you doing what you did? Why did your boss say, hey, Bob, you need to go do this thing? That is the why, and you do not tell me what the why is. And then the where. The where is simply under a bullet point, under a job, an internship, or a project. That is it. And if it's not what, how, why, where, it does not count. So even though they had everything I needed in the skills section, it does not count because I cannot use it because it is not a qualification. It is a keyword and we are qualification hunting. Now, their formatting is also bad. You want to use this formatting. This is how you do it. It's in the link below. But a big issue here is just this doesn't have anything I need, right? This has nothing. This has nothing. This has... this one I actually kind of like. It's not enough to get them an interview, which is obvious based on the fact that no one is giving them an interview, but I actually like this. Created technical documentation, interface specifications, writing schematic support system integration, testing, and validation. That actually kind of shows you can do a little bit of explaining non-technical concepts. It's not enough though, and the more I read it, the more I want more. So I'm going to give this like a half a point. This is a half a point. And that's it. If you notice, that was it. There's no way someone's going to go down to your third role to find anything that's relevant. You know what you do with stuff that is a hot dog on your resume? You delete it. But Lee, there may be it does not matter. If it is not relevant to your role, it should not be on your resume. Nothing you do matters unless it's related to this. Did you save the world from a gigantic meteor using your superpowers? That's cool, but it has nothing to do with embedded system development and you need to leave that out. Did you save 1,000 lives? Yeah, cool, that's great. Did you do TCP, IP, UART, SPI, ITC, real-time operating systems, C++, Linux, or Python with it? No? Then it shouldn't be on your resume. Your resume is not a document of everything you've done. It is a snapshot of relevant information for the type of role you're applying to. So let's see. Do they have anything here? Python, good. But why did you data process pipelines for simulation outputs? What was the point of this? I don't know. You didn't tell me. It's supposed to be a question mark. I cannot draw. This does not count because you did not tell me why you did it. So this is why your resume stinks and is garbage, is you do not tell me the qualifications. It's filled to the brim with hot dogs, and you are trying to impress me. And let me be clear, you will never impress me. Not because I'm not impressible. I'm actually very impressible. I see a photo of a dog and I'm like, ah! But because your resume cannot show how good you are. That's not the point of a resume. You will never be able to impress somebody with a resume. You can never put what's impressive, only what you've done and how you've done it and why you did it. So I'm gonna need you to take this resume, delete it. I'm going to need you to make it look like this with bullet points that are similar to this, but with the actual qualifications that you have. So I'm going to need stuff with C++, Linux, and Python. And again, I think people think that, oh, this is a recruiter looking at this resume and being like, haha, I'm a gatekeeper. No, I want you to get a job, bro. My job is better when you get a job. The problem is we're in a recession right now. You know what that means? It means it sucks to get a job. It does. That's what a recession means. It means there are more people wanting a job than have jobs. It means that for every one hire a company makes, about probably 1,500 people are getting rejected. So that's why our company's hiring barely. We're in a recession. So do yourself a favor, use my formats and make it with hamburgers. Nobody wants a hot dog in the resume. Before we go to the next resume, I just want to say thank you very much to my members for supporting this content. My members are the reason I can do this and give this content out for free for everybody. If you want to support this channel and get access to videos early, please join in the link below this. That is where you can support me and help others by keeping this all free. And if you ever need more help, you can join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter and right here on YouTube. But thank you very much for watching, and let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of a software engineer. Go. Kind of. I'll be honest, I can't seem to find Go jobs. Typically, if you were looking for a software engineer role, I will tell you to do full stack, backend Python, backend Java, backend C#.NET, AI engineer, or front end. Those are typically the 6 stacks. I'm not saying software engineer Go devs don't exist, but they're incredibly rare to the point where they're really less Go jobs and more a full stack job with some Go or a Python job with some Go. So the list for this is basically what you're going to want, and that's going to be degree, Golang, or Go. Then you're going to either want full stack, so like TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, or if you're going for like backend AI infrastructure, you're going to want those keywords. So that would be like LangGraph, multi-agent systems, the number of users on your infrastructure specifically that you built. Then we're going to want RESTful APIs or REST APIs, SQL, any cloud, then some backend, which in this case can probably be used for Go. But even on Go jobs, it seems like they want another backend. Then React or React Native, Git or GitHub, CI/CD, Agile DevOps, and then development tools. So is this good or garbage? And the answer is we don't know their ratio. So let's review this 20 seconds. Let's see if this is good or bad. And where did my stopwatch go? There we go. And let's begin. And go. All right, don't put this. Okay, degree, deployed and developed high-load backend systems on GCP, good. Serving, what is MAU? I don't know. Using PostgreSQL, good. Kubernetes and Redis, probably not, to reduce blockchain indexing. Why is this important? I don't know. You did not tell me. Led a team of 7 engineers managing task project onboard code reviews. That's fine. Which development speed? This is 1. That's 2. And time. Yeah, this is not a good resume. So, first things first. This does not matter. You do want a summary if you're on a visa that is specifically not an OPT or an H-1B without an approved I-140. If you are on an H-1B without an approved I-140 or you're on an OPT, you do not want to put this here because nothing you say will change their mind. But Lee, you say, you're authorized to work for any employment. What's the difference between an H-1B and an OPT? Why does this matter if I'm authorized for 3? Well, it matters because you're going to want an H-1B. And companies that cannot sponsor will not move an OPT forward because they know you're going to want an H-1B and they cannot provide it. So what's going to happen is you're going to leave them and they don't like that. So there's nothing you can say here that will change their mind. Considering you need an OPT, you are unfortunately going to have to apply to close to 100 applications to get a single interview. And that is with a phenomenal resume that this is not. So first off, your formatting is off. Right? This is not this. This is not this. This is not this. Second, this is mostly filled with hot dogs, right? Designed and deployed a high-load backend system on Google Cloud Platform. Okay, that's fine. Using Go. I would rather you say Go first, right? Designed and deployed a... here's my problem. I don't know what you did. What is the backload system? I don't know. What was its purpose? To reduce blockchain indexing latency? Why is that important? I don't know. If you told your grandmother that you reduced blockchain indexing latency, would she understand it? No. And that's why this is a problem, unless your grandmother is very into crypto, which might have happened at some point. You need to make it understandable to a layman. Also, what is MAU? I don't know. You didn't tell me. What is KeyDB? Not important. Why did you reduce it? I don't know. And why is it important that you improved reliability? I don't know. You didn't tell me. None of these are helping your case. You know what I don't see? TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. I don't see any AI. I don't see RESTful API or REST API. I don't see SQL. I do see cloud. I don't see any backend. I don't see React or Git or GitHub or CI/CD. So even in the best case scenario, this only has 2 keywords and you want a minimum of 3 per bullet point. This has 2 and the Ys are awful. Then let a team of 7 engineers managing task prioritization. Why do I care about that? Onboarding can show leadership if you're going for leadership roles. And code reviews, which increase development speed, improved coordination by implementing. Again, that's one keyword, which is agile. Let a team of 7 is nice, unless you're going for leadership roles, in which case that's 2. But I still need more than that. Then collaborated with the auditors. Who cares? Who cares that you collaborated with Certic and QuantStamp? Why do I care? I don't. Received a 95 out of 100 score. Why not 100 out of 100? What's wrong with you? The answer is probably nothing, but that's a terrible metric because nobody can understand it. Is a 95 out of 100 mean you are in the 95th percentile or the 5th percentile of people that are successful? Or is this one of those random scores where if you don't get 100%, you're awful? The point is you did not tell me and it does not have anything I need. So it's filled with hot dogs. Led the backend re-architecture from PHP, okay, and TypeScript to Go, building with Docker, Kubernetes for analytical. This one's okay, but again, why did you do this? I don't know, you didn't tell me. Built and scaled the product to 250 monthly, 250K monthly what? Monthly what? Was it users? No, because you said annual active. Also, annually? No, not annually. We're talking weeks or months. That's it. So is this 250K users a month? That's not that much, really. Also, because like if it's in a month, that's spread out a lot. Like there's no context to this. Also, that doesn't even make sense. If it was 1.2 million users a year and you got 250K million a month, that those numbers ain't mathing. The deployed infrastructure Amazon Web, which is nice. We reached the final rounds. You reach the final rounds of a hackathon? Bro, again, you will never impress me. Like, I'm sure this is impressive. I'm sure you're skilled, but nobody cares about it on your resume. You know what I don't see? I don't see SQL. I didn't see TypeScript until the second bullet point. I don't see JavaScript, HTML, CSS. I don't see AI. I don't see RESTful API or REST API. I don't see SQL. I didn't even see any backend. There's no Python, there's no Java, there's no C#.net, there's no React or React Native, there's no Git, there's no CI/CD, there's no Agile, there's no DevOps, there's no developmental tools. This is why you're failing to get a job, is you're trying to impress me, and you will never be impressing me or the person reading your resume. So I need you to take this resume and I need you to delete it, because there's almost nothing salvageable. No bullet point has a minimum of 3, a maximum of 6 keywords. None of these tell me why you did what you did in a simple to understand manner, and you just don't have enough. So this is why, not counting the H-1B, right? The H-1B OPT, that's going to impact you. But even if you did not have that, your ratio would be bad, because there's nothing here. This is indecipherable except to somebody deep in the industry, and even then they probably will not care. So you need to make it simple and basic. You need to have this stuff, and you need to make it understandable by your grandmother. Next resume. This is a resume of an IT support specialist or help desk. They're the same roles. So what do we need for a help desk? We need Mac OS, Linux, Android, Windows. Not necessarily all of those, but you do want to say which ones you specialize in your resume. So I really need to see. In fact, I was on a role recently where they wanted somebody with Mac OS, but they didn't have somebody that worked pure Mac OS. But because people with Mac OS didn't put it on their resume, it was very difficult to find. So we also need education. I just need to see that you graduated high school or college, customer service, troubleshooting, problem solving, explaining tech to non-tech audience, networking, as in DNS, DHCP, TCP, IP, VPN, multitask and meet deadlines, the industry, like if you're a help desk for Azure versus LAN-WAN versus an internal company's Linux systems, it's going to be different. So what is the industry you're in? Then Jira, Office, Microsoft 365, Active Directory, Slack, Zendesk, and a bonus for CompTIA, Microsoft Certified Desktop Support, and PowerShell. So I don't know the full ratio for this. They're in Twitch chat right now. All they know is it's bad, and they have not gotten interviews. So I don't know how exactly good or bad is, although bad out of the corner of my eye. All I know is they're not getting nothing. So 20 seconds on the clock, and go. This doesn't matter. Oh, God, this formatting's horrible. This doesn't matter. Provided comprehensive on-site and remote support, okay, for over 80 nationwide properties, collaborating closely with finance and operations to troubleshoot complex enterprise, including Yardi, Pigment. Man, streamline IT by onboarding with PowerShell, enhancing what? Time. Okay, yeah, I understand why you're not getting any interviews. I don't know what you do. If you told me, if you did not tell me you were IT, help desk support, I would assume you were a customer service person. I would assume you were like at a call center. That's, which admittedly some help desk jobs are kind of call centery, but I would have expected that. I cannot use anything here. You're a systems engineer? No, you're not. I don't see anything involving systems engineer. IT tech? There's no IT. Support specialist? Maybe, but again, this is really customer support. Tech, again, I cannot use any of this. Also, this formatting is atrocious. And I don't mean the stuff you whited out. I mean, this font is nasty. And then again, I cannot use anything here. This does not count. I do like the fact that you have a CIS degree. That's good. Keep that. But none of this counts. In fact, did I miss something here? No, I don't even see any of the certs. This is one of the few things where you want some certs. So this doesn't count. And then we get down to here, and this is the real problem, is what did you do with IT? I don't see it. Provided comprehensive on-site and remote support. I like that. I actually like that for over 80 nationwide properties. The number doesn't matter. I would say for nationwide properties is fine because that gives context, but the number is irrelevant in this case. And then collaborated closely with finance and operation. I'm not looking for cross-functional. I don't really care that you're cross-functional. That doesn't matter, right? To troubleshoot complex enterprise software, including Yardi, Entrada, and Pigment. That's partly that's partly industry, but like, how did you troubleshoot it? Was there like you actually zoomed out too far, right? Like there's incredibly deep, like a 13.12.8% incredibly deep technical stuff here, and there's a zoomed out view here, and you are here. I need you here. You're kind of in between where I want you to. You're not in between where I want you to be. There is a sweet spot of still a little bit of tech and a non-technical explanation, and I don't get it. Like, if they're not using Yardi, Entrata, and Pigment, they're not going to care. But what you can say instead of Entrata, Yardi, and Pigment is, was that the equivalency of Jira? Was that like Mac OS and Linux? I don't know. You could put that there. Was it on a Linux or in Microsoft environment? Cool. Implemented Okta? What's Okta? Why do I care about Okta? And Microsoft Entra? I don't care about that. For secure SEO, that's not what I'm looking for. Enhancing security, pastime, and reducing blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter. Nothing in this sentence matters. Mentored a team of 3 IT technicians. Okay, starting off strong with that one. Mentoring is always good. The problem is everybody puts it with like not how they mentor them, because that the mentorship isn't the thing. The mentorship is sort of like like if we're going with food metaphors, the mentorship is salt. It adds to the flavor of what we're eating. In this case, it adds to the flavor of what you use. So if you said, I mentored others on Linux, networking such as DNS, DHCP, ZP, VPN, and Jira, that would be great because it shows you're good enough at those to mentor others. So I saw it in my corner of the eye that you ruined it, but mentored a team of 3 IT technicians, enhancing ticket resolution efficiency by 20, blah, 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 through effective. This means nothing. This means nothing. So if you notice, I am down here, and I did not find a single thing that I wanted. Not one single thing besides remote support or on-site support, because that could be considered troubleshooting and problem solving. That's it. Why is it that I only found one? Do I need PowerShell? PowerShell is a bonus. So why is it I found 1.5 things that I'm looking for? And I have to go all the way down to here. Then we go down to help desk, which is actually relevant, is critical technical support for healthcare, okay, industry, during COVID that led to a blah, 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 Zendex I need. But that's it. I need a minimum of 3 keywords, a maximum of 6. This is 2. Executed SQL. What did it do wrong? Why is it on the chopping block? Does it get, why are you executing SQL? What did it do wrong? Queries to resolve backend issues that transferred. Again, nothing. This is 1. In fact, do I even need SQL? I don't even need SQL. You again are trying to impress me. Is this the worst resume I've seen in my life? No, absolutely not. But it's a terrible resume that is not doing you any favors, because I would not know you are a help desk person. Having reviewed help desk people recently, having seen some great help desk people, this resume would not have me move you forward because it does not show what you actually do. You know what I don't see? I don't see if you've done Mac, Linux, Unix, Windows, which is a critical component. Clients will not even see a candidate if they are not in that industry. If they want Mac OS and you only have Linux, they are not going to move you forward. If you have Mac OS and Linux, they may move you forward. Same with Android and Windows. Where's your education? I have it. That's good. Where's the customer service? I don't see it. Troubleshooting, I do see. I don't see that you can explain tech concepts to non-tech audience. I don't see that you can do networking stuff. I don't see that you can multitask and meet deadlines. I did see your industry. I don't see Jira, Office, Active Directory, Slack, and Zendex, and bonus points do not get you a thing. They are just bonus. So that is why this resume gets 0. Well, I don't know if it's 0. That is why this resume gets practically no interviews. There's really just nothing here. It's almost an entirely blank page. You have basically submitted to these job applications this. This is all you're submitting, which this is what if you want to know what a nurse resume looks like, it's this. This is what a nurse resume looks like. It's just help desk 2022, 2021. That's all it looks like. Office 365 ambassador. This is it. This is all you submitted. This is why you're having trouble getting a job. So I'm going to need you to delete all of this And then I'm going to need you to fix it, because right now this is making your recruiter sad. And I want you to turn that frown and turn it into a smile. Is that a duck? Did I make a little duck? I think I made a little duck. So yeah, you need to delete this and do a new one that is actually relevant to what you're going for. Next resume. This is a front-end software engineer. This person has applied to 80 jobs and not gotten any callbacks yet, which is not enough. Honestly, like even with my method of a 1 in 7, you're not going to get every interview. You're still going to want to apply to about like 50 jobs a week. Like your goal should be to try to apply to 50 jobs a week. That is your goal. Sometimes you're not going to be able to do that. I am fully cognizant that somebody in like the Appalachian Mountains are not going to be able to find 50 jobs a week. There's just not that many, or in some places in the EU. But your goal should be to try to apply to 50 a week. That is the goal, because if you do 50 a week and a 1 in 7 application to interview ratio, you should have a job in about 3 to 5 weeks, right? That's the goal. So, but you know, some people are in different places. So, what do we need for a front-end dev? We need your degree. We need your portfolio. You're a front-end dev. I need to see your front-end stuff. Will I know what to do with it? No. Will the manager? Yes. So I will not judge your portfolio, but the manager will. So React, TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. I'm going to repeat that. React, TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. But Lee, TypeScript is, I don't care. If you do not have it, you do not get to move forward. This is one of the most critical things that every single person misses because they think it's basic and boring, and everybody has it. If everybody has it, put it 3 times on your resume. It's that important. So React, TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. Then UI, UX, Angular, Next.js, Nuxt.js. That one always throws me. Node.js, REST APIs or API, some AI, that you own the process 0 to 1, communicate clearly with designers and product managers about what's feasible and what's in it, and extra credit for SDK, Vue, Scrum, Agile, and backend language. So we don't know their ratio because they just haven't applied to enough jobs. So 20 seconds on the clock. Let's see if this is good or garbage. And go. This doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. Oh, no. This doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. All right. Web development. Developed a multi-page React. Okay, why? Implemented. That's nothing. All right. Built the front end for using what? Next.js. Okay, that's 1. React Native. I'm not looking for React Native. I'm looking for React. And I got distracted, so I'm going to give them an extra minute or extra 10 seconds to do this. Irrelevant, and time. Cool. Your problem is you submitted a blank page. Remember, the important thing about what you did, how you did it, why you did it, and where you did it. You missed the where. This does not matter. You do not need this. There are only 3 reasons you ever want a summary in your entire career. 1, you are switching industries. And I do not mean going from like college to whatever. I'm talking about going from a basket weaver to a bowling ball creator, right? That's the level of difference I needed. Or you're explaining a H1B, you're explaining a non H1B or OPT visa. And 3, you are explaining where you're relocating to. Those are the only reasons. Also, why does everybody put these lines? These lines are so bad. Stop adding these lines. It just makes it harder to read. All right, then, I don't care about your relevant coursework. Your dean's list. You can actually fit your dean's list here. I think if you can fit it in 1 line, you're fine. But this also should be 1 line. Like, if you can fit your university and your BS in and the dean's list in 1 line and the location and the dates you did it, that's fine. Also, we don't need to know when you started, only when you finished. So September 2022 doesn't matter, but the May 2026 does. Then technical skills sections. Remember what I said. This does not tell me how or why or where, so it doesn't count. And I think you are already seeing the problem in your resume, that the entire first half is completely irrelevant. I'm just going to remove the dean's list just in case you can't fit it. Then we have to delete this, and then this doesn't, blah, 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 blah. All right, there we go. And we have your actual experience. And you know what I don't see? I don't see TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. I see React, which is good. I want to see React. But remember, each bullet point needs a minimum of 3 keywords, a maximum of 6. This is 1. This is none. Technically, it's extra credit because, like, you know, the UI parts could be, and this is 1. I can count the UI, this. But you don't tell me why you did it. What is a multi-page React website? Why did it, what did it do? Did it have things you could click? Did it have schedules? I don't know. You didn't tell me. And then implemented layouts and features based on client recommendation design. I actually like that. In fact, I'm going to redo that. I'm going to do this too. I actually missed that on my first go around because there's so much fluff that I did. There's so much junk here that I actually missed the qualification here because that's good. The problem is, where else is it? That's 2. Each bullet point needs 3 minimum, 6 maximum. If you only have 1 bullet point worth at this club experience, put 1 bullet point worth. You know what you can say? Developed a website for our acapella program using TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, React, where I implemented page layouts and UI features based on client requirements and design mockups. That would be a phenomenal sentence that would alone get you interviews. And you would only need 1 line to do it. But you know what I don't? I don't see any of that. All I see is React, UI, and design mockups. Then we go to here, built a front end for a room booking website. Okay, cool. Serving why is that? That's not impressive. Why did you bold that? Nobody cares. Stop putting numbers in your resume. The only numbers I want to see are here, right? Your dates of employment, here if you graduated, and here because you really want to put your phone number. If it's not that, don't put the number. Who cares that you served 1,000 users? 1,000 computers. What does that even mean? You copy pasted it 1,000 times? I could do that. Which you don't want. I had to redo my website and I needed a lot of help for it. All right. A lot of help. Then integrated the React Native. I'm not looking for React Native. I'm looking for React. If Java is different than JavaScript, then React Native may be different than React. So this does not count. Yes, it is that ridiculous. With APIs. Yeah, no, I'm not looking for API. I don't know. I am looking for APIs. I got mine confused. Next is good. And then this doesn't matter. And then this has nothing. 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 This has Next.js and Tailwind CSS. Hey, Tailwind CSS might be different than CSS. So sadly, that does not count. I'm looking for CSS, not Tailwind CSS. And then that is, no one's going to scroll that far down in your resume. So that is part of your problem, is you filled this with, again, almost entirely blank. Look at this. Most of this doesn't matter based on how you wrote it. Most of this doesn't matter based on how you wrote it. This entirely doesn't matter based on how you wrote it. And this doesn't matter based on how you wrote it. I need you to be very specific. I need you to make sure you tell me what you did, how you did it, why you did it, and where you did it. And if you do not, I cannot move you forward. So delete this resume. All right, we're gonna make you another sad face. This is your resume. Your resume is this. This is you. You are sad and you're crying, which is acceptable, and more people should cry when sad. I think it's socially. I think the fact that we insult people for it to be actually kind of mean. I think if crying is a very justifiable way of getting out some bad emotions, and that's okay. But you need to take this and delete it because I literally could not find almost anything. You submitted a blank page. This is all that matters. If it's not here in a bullet point under a job, an internship, or a project, it does not count. Next resume. This is a resume of a Salesforce developer. What do we need for a Salesforce developer? We need degree, certs, Salesforce industry, Apex, triggers, and Lightning Web Components, parentheses LWC, written exactly like that. It should be Lightning Web Components, parentheses LWC, Flow, SOQL and SOSL, reports, dashboards, JavaScript, Cloud, Agile, Jira, Salesforce architecture, RESTful APIs or REST APIs and integration, explain complex tech to non-tech audience, Microsoft 365 application suite, MuleSoft, DevOps, and CI/CD. So 20 seconds on the clock, and this person fully docs themselves, so I can't Can't scroll past that, or else it'll unshow what I deleted, because they showed everything. So 20 seconds on the clock. Let's see if I can find it. And oh, is this good or bad? I did not check. This person did not really tell me. So 20 seconds on the clock and go. Secure cloud using APEX.NET. Remember, LWC. Flow for online information submission. Why did you do that? Architect and developed a scheduled batch Apex. You already mentioned that. Generate monthly records for this is hot dogs. Enhance Salesforce quadratics to retrieve map and troubleshoot synchronization. Why is that important? And time. Yeah, the managers would not want this. So first off, you did not explain why you did what you did. Developed a secure experience cloud. Also, what cloud? Like, was it AWS? Intake form using Apex. Good. LWC. Remember what I said. It is Lightning Web Components, parentheses LWC. And then for the rest of the resume, you can then put LWC. And flow for online information submission. But why was that important? Why was online information submission important? I don't know. You didn't tell me. What type of cloud did you use? I don't know. You didn't tell me. Then architected and developed a scheduled batch. Again, that you already mentioned batch. You don't need to repeat it. To generate monthly records for hot dog to hot dog. Why do I care that you had 1,000 participants? That means nothing to me. That means nothing to the manager. That is a nothing number. Number means nothing. Then enhanced a Salesforce Qualtrics. This is fine because I want to see more Salesforce. Like these types of resumes, they do want to see Salesforce X, Salesforce this. But like, why didn't you mention Salesforce here? I have seen multiple engineers and Salesforce devs get rejected because they don't mention Salesforce. You need to mention it. It should be in your first one. Developed a secure Salesforce blank using Apex, Lightning Web Components, LWC, and Flow so our customers could have proper information that they submit. That is how I want that to read. This is API. No, again, I wanted REST. I do want REST API, so this is fine. But this only has 2. And why was synchronization failures important? What was the point of synchronization? Why was it important that you had synchronization failures? Why did you need to fix it? I don't know. You didn't tell me. Led sales and service cloud for 3 developers. Again, this is entirely hot dogs. Hot dog, hot dog, hot dogs. Hot dog, hot dog, hot dogs. Why is this a hot dog, Lee? You already had it. Well, remember, you don't want to repeat the same keyword in the same job. Putting LWC and Apex here, bad. Putting it down here, good. Putting it here, bad. Putting it here, good. This I should have used this better. This good. This bad. This good. One keyword, the same keyword should not be duplicated in the same job. It should be duplicated in multiple other jobs. So, why is it that I have to go all the way through here and I only found 2 to 3 things that I'm looking for? Where's dashboards? Where's Agile? Where's Jira? Where's sales? You did say architecture. Where's explaining complex tech to non-tech people? Where's MuleSoft? Where's 365? Where's DevOps? Where's CI/CD? Also, your formatting is awful. But Lee, he used your, she used your. No, they didn't. Why are your certs at the bottom? Why is it? I saw your information. You didn't even do this right. This part wasn't even correct. I saw your full phone number and everything. You didn't put that right. It needs to look like this. This is not this. Why is your certs at the bottom? Why do you have a skill section? Why is your education at the bottom as well when it's an irrelevant degree? You can put status graduated. You don't need to put that you graduated in 2020, but you can put status graduated. So your resume is filled with hot dogs. The reason you are struggling is there's a lot of hot dogs. You only mention about 20 to 30% of what I'm looking for when I need 75 to move you forward. And your formatting is still off. You still have the wrong formatting. Your certs need to be up above. Your education needs to be up top. Certs actually matter in this industry, and I need to see them. So that is all I can do for this resume. I just want to say thank you all for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing. I really appreciate it. And to my members, thank you very much for supporting my channel. My members, well, they're the reason I can keep doing this for free for everybody. Is their support keeps me going. So thank you very much for your support. And if you want to be a member and get access to my videos early, you can join in the link below. Or if you ever need help, you can join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter or right here on YouTube. But thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video to help you get ahead of your job search. Bye!